Hey everybody. In today's episode, we're very excited to introduce a new feature in the tow, which will be shipper tracking as well as shipper pricing and label printing. In today's episode, we're going to talk about tracking specifically. So the tracking, no information is really required other than having a tracking number associated with an order. So for instance, if we go to the manage screen, and we're going to choose a specific order, and I'm just going to show you where that tracking information, in case you don't know, gets added to the releases. So notice here we have 2 releases, and there is a tracking button. Click on that. It gives you the ability to add as many tracking numbers as you want. In this case, I have 3. These happen to be UPS numbers that I just added for this example. And once you update the release, it will stay with that release. Now, up until this point, that was information that was printed out on the PDFs when you outputted files. But now we've added the ability to track directly from within the tow. So let's close out. That new feature is going to be found under freights, and we have our shipper, which has added 2 new options, tracking and the UPS shipping API. The UPS shipping API is something I'm going to go over in another video, but that is going to give you the ability to price out your packages based on weight and the number of cartons, as well as printing labels to a label printer if you have that set up on your computer. But let's do tracking. Nothing is really required for tracking. Just go in here, and they give you a couple options. So we have vendor and release. You need to know the specific release. I'll do that in a second. Or you can choose customer PO, and it'll give you a wildcard search based on the numbers that you're putting in there, or the order number directly. Since I know the one I want to look up, I'm going to choose that particular order and that particular release. You do need to add the release number at this point here. And once I click get release data, it will give you a synopsis of the ship to information, where it's going, the PO number, when it was shipped, and if we have shipping or tracking information in that, it will show up here. So what's going to happen at this point is I can click on get tracking. It is defaulted to UPS. Right now the system is set up to use a number of shippers. In this example, I'm going to use UPS. But if you drop this down, you'll notice we have FedEx listed, Purolator, Old Dominion, SAIA, and YRC. These are ones that we've built in the system. Basically, what this tracking screen is going to do is going to pull out the tracking number that is embedded inside this release. In this case, there are 3 of them, and feed them to the UPS website. So let's click on get tracking. It's going to open up UPS, and it's going to show me any tracking information that I have for this. This is a dummy tracking number, so of course we get an error. Close that down. Again, the same for all these. So you can click on each one. So basically, someone calls up, then you want to track that information. You do not have to go to the website. You do not have to copy and paste this information. It's already built in to your order. Why not just click on it and get that information right away? Now I'm going to drop down this to FedEx to show you basically what it's doing. It's going to go to the FedEx website, and it's going to push that particular number. In this case, it's a not valid number for FedEx, so they give you this message. But as you see, it's a simple, just a little check. Purolator, do the same thing, and it pushes that information, gives you the number, but there's an exception because it's not in there. So we can add pretty much, I shouldn't say we can add any website in here. If the website is compatible with the coding that we're using, we're able to push that in there. So if you have a specific shipper that you want us to work with, send us an email and we'll try to get that information set up for you, as long as they can accept our tracking code which basically pushes that number into their website. It will work. So real simple like that. Customer PO and order numbers. Let's say I don't know the specific release number. If I type in the PO, so I'm going to type in the PO for a specific one. So let's do 523. I don't even have to type in the whole PO. You notice in red here, search will contain phrase. So this is kind of like a wildcard search. Click on search. It gives me a whole list of any order that has a PO with the numbers 523 in it. And you'll see here on this list, it shows that we have factory releases, shows the different releases with ship dates. If I click on this, if there was a tracking number, it would pull up in there. If there's not a tracking number, it's not going to show up. Okay, and that's from that earlier screen that I showed you. Order number the same way. The order number does have to be a specific order number. It can't be a wildcard. So I'm going to use the same example, 201. Don't need to type in the release number. And it gives me, in this order, happen to have 2 releases, if you remember. And if I click on first release, it'll give me that same information. So basically that's it. That's tracking from within the tow. As long as we build those in the release side on the manage screen, then you will have that tracking information available to you on the tracking. So hope you like that feature. This is something that we're pushing out actually now. So as viewing this video, you have the ability to track directly from the tow. So I will see you in the next one, which will be setting up the UPS to give you costs as well as print labels. See you then. Goodbye.